Attack on Titan Final Season Episode 12. With only 4 more episodes to go, things are starting to get more complicated, and we're just getting started. Hello everyone and welcome back. I am your friendly host with a funny accent, and welcome to another breakdown video of the final season of Attack on Titan. If my accent is too much for you, please remember that you can enable subtitles in many languages in all of my videos. The last episode introduced some very crucial developments inside Paradise Island, and it seems that things are going downhill fast. In addition, we have a new faction forming on the island, and also changes inside the army and leadership of Paradise. To top all that, we have traitors inside the scouts, and no one knows who they can trust. So yeah, we have a lot of things to talk about today, and like always, everything will be explained. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and also to enable all notifications. Without that, YouTube won't inform you about all my videos. And now, let's jump into episode 12, titled Guides. In this episode, we have a returning character, Hitch, from the military police, and also Marlo's friend. And we have to love how she's giving Armin a hard time about touching Annie's crystal. But don't worry, Armin says he was just looking for some Titan memories. We are also introduced to a whole new situation on the island. The people of Paradise are losing their faith in the government. That is very understandable because the government and the army are not sharing any information with the public. They can't disclose the fact that Zeke is on the island, and also the fact they asked people to evacuate Shiganshina was in order to test the rumbling. In fact, the general public doesn't even know about the rumbling, just like every one of us doesn't know everything about the weapons our own countries have. It is not unusual to not let the general population know about secret military weapons. But in this already fragile environment, things are about to escalate much faster. The people look at Eren as a hero, the person who can punish the world for all the people eaten on Paradise by Titans all those years, and he is also the one who can protect them. Seeing the government mistreating a loved public figure like him is what causing waves of anger throughout the people, and from their perspectives, they are absolutely right. This situation reminds us of the uprising arc of Season 3. Back then, the scouts helped the army take over the corrupted government. They also liberated the media, which was under the influence of the interior military police. But that fact is now playing against them, as they are now part of a government that also keeps secret from the people. The reporters are helping spread the news all over the island much faster, and with that, Eren gets a lot more support and followers. That is also what Sanes warned Hanji about. The burden of leadership comes with a price. Some people will always need to be in charge of keeping secrets from the public, just like he did all those years. Now, Hanji and the scouts know how it feels to be on the other hand of this situation, but it will only get much worse for them from here. I love how Hitch keeps complaining all the time. She always was a little bit lazy. She leaves Armin to help deal with the crowd just before Mikasa arrives. Eren is currently under the protection of the military police, so in order to meet him, Mikasa and Armin need the permission of the highest authority of the army, the Premier Darius Zakli. We all remember this fun guy and his little toy chair from back in Season 3. So nice of those new recruits to bring it up all the way to his office. But anyway, in order to see Eren, Mikasa and Armin need his permission. On the way, they see some new Survey Corps recruits. After the events with the Beast Titan, the Survey Corps was down to just a few members. But soon after, new recruits have been joining the fight. Our group was on the 104th Cadet units. So these are probably part of the 106 or 107 that came after. We will get back to them later. By the way, the only reason Zakli is willing to meet with 2 regular soldiers is that they are considered to be the heroes who reveal the truth about the outside world. But the meeting isn't going as they hoped, and they won't get to see Eren. Zakli says that it is a complicated situation, but in reality, the army is already trying to find someone to replace Eren. Why? Because they prefer someone they can control, and also someone that won't get the public so outraged. If Eren will stay there, he will soon be killed and replaced with someone else. Next, we go to Pixis and Yelena. I love the dynamic between those two. Pixis simply doesn't believe a word she says. This entire conversation is Pixis trying to understand if Yelena delivered some sort of message to Eren when she met him. Pixis is concerned that Zeke is in charge of everything that is going on and also for things that are about to come. He tried to make Yelena confess that she and Zeke tried to brainwash Eren somehow. Yelena, on the other hand, just claims that she and Eren met because they shared the same concern. If they won't act soon, the island will be in trouble. But she didn't try to convince him or anything. She says she simply wanted to meet him so he will know who she really is. She also claims she acted on her own, without the other volunteers. Pixies, of course, is not convinced, and he orders her to tell him everything she and Eren talked about. But he knows he won't get the whole truth from her, so he just tells her to try and mix some truth into her lie to make it sound more convincing. I always admired Pixie's cynicism. You gotta love Pixies. Next, we go to Hanji and Unyankopon. He and the other volunteers are upset they are treated this way, especially after they worked together for 3 years. Hanji gets the news from the conversation Yelena had with Pixies, and we learn that she was indeed acting without the others knowing. We also get to learn how driven and dangerous Yelena really is, willing to take down even her friends in order to get the job done. Another interesting thing is that Yelena vouched for a lot of Marleyans on Paradise, and she did this despite the fact she hates Marley. We will get to see why in the next episode. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's flying exactly. It seems that the chair had some bomb inside it. I love how Mikasa sensed it before the explosion, but no such luck for dear Zackley. The military has just lost his supreme commander. But if you look at the response from the crowd, they see this as a justified action to bring down the government, and we see how everyone is chanting Shinzu Sasageo. For them, this is an act of freedom, and that is how the army and also the scouts are slowly becoming the enemy in the eyes of the public. But still, it's Attack on Titan, and things are only getting worse here, because it seems that the bomb was planted by the scouts recruits Armin and Mikasa saw before. That means the scouts have been infiltrated, and the other factions can't trust them completely. In that exact moment, we find out that Eren has just escaped his prison. Everyone is confused, what is going on? And we go to one of the most anticipated scenes from the manga. Eren makes his way after being freed from prison, and he meets Floch and the other Eren supporters in an undisclosed location. Meet the Jaegerists. Originally formed out of 100 soldiers from the scouts, they soon grew and spread throughout the army. It was their members who blew out Zackley, and also the ones that freed Eren. So we do see they are indeed all around the island. The Jaegerists believe that the island is in danger, and that the only person able to save it is Eren Yeager. For that reason, they are extremely dedicated to him. They claim that if people follow the current royal government, they will lead to the destruction of the island. After his actions to protect the island, Eren got a lot of supporters, and a lot of people including Floch saw him as a necessary evil, one that can lead them to a better future. This situation led to this secret faction growing quietly. Their current objectives are to get the Jaeger brothers in contact. And like Yelena said, those two brothers are going to shake the world, and she just wants to witness that glorious event. And of course, we have this amazing scene of Eren putting on his black coat. A lot of you complained about it not being exactly like in the manga, but I actually think the anime did a better job, showing the intensity in Eren's eyes, unlike in the manga where he looked a bit bored. The army soon realizes Floch and the others were behind all the mess in the island. They also know their next move will be contact Zeke, which is currently being guarded by Levi in the forest. Hanji confronts Niles, the commander of the military police, about conspiring to replace Eren without telling the scouts about it. Niles just explained that he knew what would happen if they offered it out in the open, and now that the scouts have been infiltrated, Hanji and the others are not getting a lot of trust. Pixies calms everyone. It is more important to focus on Eren at this point. They need to focus on protecting Zeke and Historia, which are expected to be contacted by Eren. Also, now that Zackley is dead, Pixies is the next in the army chain of command. And now that Historia is hiding, he is the biggest authority on the island. His first decision is to give up to Eren's wishes. Well, not exactly. He knows it will be impossible to try and find out the traitors inside the army. That will take too long, and they don't have that time. He also understands that their actions as a government are what led a lot of soldiers to side with Eren. So instead, he believes they should try and negotiate with the Jaegerists with what they currently want the most, which is Zeke's location. But to do that, they need to put their anger behind them and do their best in order to protect the island. Next, we find out more about the motives of the Azumabito clan. Kiyomi's clan has a bad reputation in Izuru, and that is why Kiyomi is so eager to bring back the Iceburst Stone to reclaim the honor of her clan. If the power of the rumbling won't be proven to her nation of Izuru, then her clan will suffer the consequences. but she also tells Mikasa that she wants her to live with them and that she only came for her. Mikasa is not convinced, especially when she knows how much the resources of Paradise are important to her. But Kiyomi explains that although her clan is known to only care about money, she herself has never lost the pride of her clan. The same pride that Mikasa's mother passed on to her. Kiyomi wishes to protect Mikasa no matter what. We go back to the scouts discussing Eren's actions. He is their friend, but even speaking about it in a positive way publicly can make people suspect you are a Jaegerist. The scouts are already distrusted by everyone, so they need to keep a low profile. But it does raise the question, if they keep protecting Eren, then what does it make them? Are they still soldiers committed to the country? Are they Eren's friends and by that also traitors? We even got to the point that Connie suspects Mikasa for a moment, but Hanji tells everyone that fighting among themselves is the worst thing right now. For now, they need to focus on Zeke and Yelena, because it seems they have made a lot of secret preparations even before reaching the island. The scouts need to figure out Zeke's plan as fast as they can, but there is one more troubling issue. It seems that the Marleyans Yelena vouched for were placed as workers in some very strange places. For example, restaurants. And with that, we jump to Sasha's family as they accept Nicolo's invitation and come to have a nice dinner. I hope that has nothing to do with everything that has been going around the island. As the scouts make their way, we get another fun twist. Pieck is on the island, which makes us wonder what else is waiting for us in the next episodes. And believe me, it is going to be mind-blowing. And that is the end of the latest episode in this amazing season. Can you really believe we have only 4 episodes left? Tell me your thoughts about that issue. Also, what then? Clearly, there are much more chapters to cover and we still don't have conclusive news about the future of Attack on Titan. I will do a short video explaining how I see this whole situation and also what I consider to be the worst case scenario. So if you don't want to miss that or any of my future videos, make sure to smash that subscribe button and enable all notifications from my channel. Also, you are all welcome to join the discussion on my Discord server or come visit my Facebook groups, Twitter, Instagram, wherever you want. I am literally everywhere. Thank you so much for joining me today, my Titan loving friends. I will see you all real soon, but until then, don't forget to dedicate your hearts to humanity inside and outside the walls.